MK, and I am here with another layout for May I Scraplift You, and today I am lifting Kelly Hambrick Pyron. I absolutely love her style. She just makes it so easy to put things together, or at least it looks like she makes it so easy. So I am going to be lifting this particular layout right here, and of course, changing it up and making it a little bit more my style. So I have a sticker book from the Lake Life collection by Simple Stories. And I'm going to be concentrating on the reds in this particular book, the orangey reds. And then the same with this sticker book here by Cartabella. I'm sorry, I don't pick that up, but I do have some wishing bubbles and trinkets from 49 Market, as well as a few other leftover bits and pieces that I've just shoved in the packaging. I have several items that were already left over from another project on this wax paper sheet. So I went ahead and threw a little bit more pieces. I'm not going to be using the fish icon, but most of those other pieces. This is that Brad pack that I picked up either from the give-take table at the retreat, or Janet was selling a bunch of kits, and somebody took those out of the kit that they purchased and gave them to me. I don't remember, you guys. I think it was the kit. This is the sticker book by Cartabella. Oh my gosh, these stickers are cardstock stickers, and they are cardstock. Holy cow, they are super thick. But again, I am just going for the reds in this particular one. From 49 Market back in the day, these are their acetate 3D embellishments. So I have two to choose from, and I'm really looking at a couple of these leaves, but I don't know how many I'm going to be looking at. I've had them in my stash forever. I think I'm hoarding them because they're just so pretty. From this Close to My Heart collection, I have a couple more reds, and I love this heart that says Channel the Flannel. Again, from the Close to My Heart collection, it's called, I think, Timberline is where this is what this Close to My Heart collection was called. I only used the sticker sheet, some of the cut-aparts that were from the workshop, the scrapbook workshop, and then that triangle, this triangle piece. Here's the photo that I'll be using. I was going to try to put a flare. I picked the fox at first because, foxes are supposed to be orangey red. And then I pulled out the raccoon because, again, he just seemed like a flannel color, the gray of the raccoon. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make those just yet. Again, the triangle paper from the Close to My Heart collection. I have this paper from 13 Arts, and then this wood grain from Stampin' Up. And then, of course, again, a sticker sheet from the Simple Stories Lakeside collection. So the 13 Arts paper is from the Travel the World collection, in case you guys are curious. I found mine on Etsy. I don't know if there is a .com that sells 13 Arts, but there is a couple shops on Etsy that sell this paper. I don't know where. I think there's a couple local stores. I think I found some in Arizona that offered these papers as well, but I'm not really sure. They're new to me. I actually had a friend gift me my sets, so I had to go and look to see where you guys could find them, so I could say, hey, you guys can pick them up here. All right, I trimmed down that yellow. I love that yellow in this collection, in the 13 Arts collection. And then, of course, my son is wearing a yellow shirt and an orangey red flannel. It's actually an orange flannel, but in these particular photos, it turns out a little orangey red, which is perfect for my embellishments. I'm going to gut my photos so that way I can use my wood grain as, or I'm going to gut my backing piece, my frame. So I think I can use that as a double frame on, or for my photo. I'm going to use the map paper because it's basically a white piece of paper to, outline my photo. It's just my son and I were, we just got back, I believe, down from hiking at the top of the Devil's Post piles, and Nana took a picture of us. I think we were walking back to the ranger station. I can't remember now that I think about it. But I know we were walking on the trail. I just can't remember if it was to or from. I think it was from, because for some reason on this trip, Nana could not stay on her feet. We got to the Mono Lakes, and she fell down twice there. And then here, taking a picture, she was trying to back up to get this tree behind us, and there was a rock on the other side of the path, and she just toppled right over it. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad she did not hit her head or anything when she was doing it. And she pops up like Tigger. She just, whoop, spring right back up, and, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, dust me off, and continue on. Oh my goodness. So anyways, that's it. Just an adorable photo of me and my oldest boy. I'm going to scuff up the edges. And I did make the wood grain mat, the photo mat, a little bit larger than the map one. And of course, you can't even tell it's the map one because I was using it more for the color rather than I'm a map, because we didn't need a map, that we were on a trail. So, and then Kelly ripped some pieces or bits and pieces out of her back base piece, I guess. And I really liked that part of it. She ended up using what looks like postcards and ledger cards and whatnot, which I'm assuming came from the same Elena collection that she ended up using and working with. And I just, of course, used all of my Elena collection. So I had to figure out what else I was going to do. And I'm very happy with how this layout turned out. And it was, Kelly's style. So I love the ripping part of a layout and then putting another piece of paper behind the ripped portion. I always forget to do this. As much as I love it and as much as I, am attracted to those that do it, I forget personally to leave space in my layouts to do this. So the first thing I wanted to make sure, because that's what attracted me the most, other than her pops of red, in her layout, were the fact that she ripped in three or four different, I think three different areas in her layout. So I went ahead and used the rest of my map paper. I wasn't too worried about making it perfect. I just went ahead and used the rest of the map paper to, fill in my tears. And then I'm going to attach my whole piece to my wood grain frame. And then I'm going to take washi tape and go ahead and cover up those seams. That way, when I go to put this in my page protector in my album, I'm not going to be caught on the next layout. Or if the next layout isn't done yet, when I go to finish the next layout, it's not going to get caught. So that's just an extra thing. Plus, I have tons of washi. There's no reason why I can't do this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off all of the bits and pieces from all the elements that I had picked out before. So that way I can just have a few of my supplies instead of an entire sticker sheet to go through, or a sticker book to go through, or a sticker sheet that's half used up and then I might miss something. I'm just going to, even though I showed you a ton of supplies that I planned on using, I'm just now minimizing those supplies to what actually I want to use on this layout. And the Lakeside collection had just this gorgeous reddy orange in it that matched my son's flannel beautifully. So I couldn't wait. And then, of course, close to my heart's red is, they had two different reds. They have the die cut pieces that are that white and red and brown plaid, and then the what looks like a buffalo check, but it is still a red plaid, was a little bit more of the darker red. And so I figured, well, if I started to use a bunch of the all the different reds together, then they'll just look like they combine. They'll mesh together. So that's what I'm hoping for anyways. We will see. All right, so I went ahead and I picked out two of my sage. I'm sorry. They're sage film strips from 49 and Market, and I went ahead and picked out two of them. A big one for my photo and then a small one for that cluster up in the top. I definitely wanted to make sure that I got my reds on first, and then I'm going to take this red plaid from Close to My Heart. It was a border sticker that I must have stuck way too hard down on my glass mat, so it ended up kind of ripping, but my photo is going to cover up the rip, so not a big deal. And that is going to be my extra, like I'm using all of these pieces as my extra paper. I don't think I end up using that wood grain. It looks like an elongated arrow. I don't think I end up using that one. I'm going to be putting my title up in the upper right-hand corner, just like Kelly did. And then slowly but surely, I'm going to add my 49 and Market acetate 3D leaves. I'm the red heart, my title. I'm so sorry, you guys. My title, I think I'm going to end up popping up. So that way that whole cluster ends up popping up because of the 3D elements. I do end up having to cut one of these acetate leaves so that way it works for me. It was a little bit too long, but I wanted that style of leaf instead of settling for, something else that might not work. Or that does work, but not what I wanted. So just creating a good cluster to build off of using these leaves. I decided to bring in this green because of my shirt. So I've got the yellow and the red from my son's shirt, and now I'm bringing in the green from my shirt. And I just love these pops of color, you guys. It's a combination that I would have never put together, especially the red, had it not been the red in Kelly's layout that I was drawn to. So I'm really super glad that I gave it a try because it turned out to be one of my favorite layouts for this month. So it just has a statement, I guess. I don't know. I decided to put my foam for my photos down on the layout instead of on my actual photo because I wanted to make sure that my photo and the foam and the acetate leaves didn't overlap, and then I had a big bulge. So I just went ahead and put them straight onto my layout. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this voiceover, you guys. I am so sorry. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more banners and pieces and build up on this corner over here. Kelly used quite a bit of embellishments, or at least it looks like she did, over in the bottom left corner. And so I wanted to build off of that to make it look like I too also used a ton. So I have banners hanging down. I've got tickets peeking out. I have little brads and things tucked into my leaves. And then, of course, I have a subtitle down by our feet in the bottom left corner of the photo. There's a bunch of pieces that I do not end up actually using for this layout, but I'm okay with that. I'm glad I had those options. Underneath the main title, I do have Follow Your Arrow because my son definitely, he definitely walks his own path. He does not let others influence him. He does, well, others as in the people around him. He does have, like famous influencers that he looks up to, if that makes sense. But, he doesn't let his friends tell him who to be or where to go or anything like that. So he definitely is his own person. And, all my kids are. I love that. So adding the brads. Now for the brads, I did take them off camera and I took away all the little prongy pieces so I didn't have to poke a hole through my layout and put a foam piece up inside them so that way they still laid flush with my layout. I'm going to look for a few more pieces and then I think I call it done. I don't believe those two flares end up on this layout, but I do have a little bear down here that I just really didn't want. It didn't go with anything else. I really wanted to cover it up. I thought I could use a flare, but I wanted to keep the leaves. So the flare were a little on the too big side. So not leaves. I wanted to keep the, what is it called? The trees in the back. So I just wanted to find something small to put on, to cover up the bear. That's all I'm looking for. I don't know why I was so obsessed with covering it up. It looks fine. It looked fine. But for some reason I had to cover it up. I really wanted to find a compass that would have been the perfect size, but they were all too big. So I found this one here. I think it says take a hike. So I'm going to just scuff it up real quick and cover the bear up and perfect. It was even a sticker, so I didn't have to go and use any extra effort. And that is my layout for today. I am so thrilled with how it turned out. Now, the part with acetate is everything is really super shiny, but look at the pops of red in all the greenery and the yellow. And oh my gosh, I love, I love this layout. And the map paper blends in really well with the background paper. You have to really look to see that feature. And that's one of the things in Kelly's too, is that I had to look to see that she ripped the background. And I'm glad I did it first because again, I would not have left any room to do that. And what I see from Kelly's is that she also did that first and then built around it. All right, Kelly, thank you so much for allowing me to lift you today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out the link down below for all of those. It's actually a playlist link for all of those that are playing along with May I Scraplift You and recording their process. So be sure to check out that link down below. And thank you so much. I will be checking y'all later. Bye.